I know our schedules are tight today, a little bit, running a little bit longer than we should, but thank you for everybody being here. And I'll open it with a prayer. Thank you. Heavenly Father, what a great day you've given us. Heavenly Father, you've given us another day to honor you, Lord. We know that you're in our presence, Lord, because we feel you. And Lord, we ask you for your guidance. Ask you to please be with Senator Burns, Lord, as she presents his bill. In your son's name we pray. Amen. Senator, come forward. While the senator's getting ready, I'll just throw this out, how important this bill is. Miranda Williams just told me a few minutes ago, according to the latest NAEP scores, National Association of Educational Progress, not only 62% of the fourth graders in Georgia, 62% of the fourth graders in Georgia are not proficient in math. 60% are not. 76% of the eighth graders in Georgia are not proficient in math. Take away, Senator. It's yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank the committee for the opportunity. I want a quick history lesson. This is a bill that passed out of this committee on March the 3rd of 2025 with due pass, and it was a unanimous vote. There's been minimal changes. Now, only one really in the reporting side. I'll share that with you. We'll quickly walk through the bill. Okay, so this bill provides for an advanced mathematics pathway in both grades 3 through 5 optional and grades 6 through 8 required. And as the chairman pointed out, we need to improve overall math proficiency in Georgia. And one of the things that this bill does is it prepares students for advanced level math in high school, which provides them potential credit, dual enrollment credit, so that they can pursue a STEM degree at the university or technical college level. So let's look quickly at the bill. If you'll jump to line 16 and following, that is the State Board of Education. By the way, the bill has been worked with the bill under Leader Anna Vitarte's authorship, was vetted through the State Board of Education, but basically the State Board would create a mathematics course, a mathematics pathway in grades 3 through 8, the first being in grades 3 through 5, where those students who meet certain criteria would be automatically enrolled in an advanced mathematics course in grades 3 through 5, with parents having the option to opt out if they felt it was inappropriate. But it is an opportunity for these students to immediately be exposed to an advanced level mathematics environment. And then if you'll look carefully at section lines, I guess 38 and following, I want to quickly touch on the reporting requirements. As a part of the advanced mathematics pathway in grades 3 through 5, and then again in grades 6 through 8, preparing them for high school, we need to understand the progress that our students have made. So the Georgia Department of Education will provide a report to the governor and the Senate and the House, and then the chairperson of this committee and the chairperson of the committee in the House. But basically what we need to understand is the number of qualified students that were enrolled, line 44, how many that were automatically enrolled, and then how many chose to opt out, lines 48, and then at the end of the day, what courses did they take, and then how effectively did they perform in those courses, so the scores at the end of their 8th grade assessment. Coming out of an engineering background, I will suggest to you that mathematics preparation is the key to your future success. And for a student to be prepared for advanced mathematics courses in high school, they have to start in 3rd grade, 3, 4, 5, and then progress to 6, 7, 8, and then move on to a high school curriculum that includes some advanced level math that prepares them for college or technical school environments in STEM, science, engineering, technology, and math. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions and be happy to entertain your interest.
Okay, sir. First question, Senator Sims, is this you?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Question number one, I'm concerned about the words provide for criteria. Who would provide that criteria? I think you said the Department of
Right.
Ed.
I believe it would be State Department of Education.
All right,
correct?
and you said students to qualify.
State Board of Education on line 16.
Yes, sir. And then you said students to qualify for such advanced mathematics pathway. So if you do not, so is there going to be a test given to all of the students? And from that test, you would aggregate the data, the information, and decide who would be placed in these advanced mathematics courses, which seems very exclusionary, exclusive. You're excluding students that, and I'm just not real good on relying on tests
Test score.
to determine whether or not a student, a public school student, should be excluded from an education. I just don't see how we can exclude that other fraction of students or the portion of the students that are not going to be in these advanced math classes.
I appreciate the question. Thank you, Senator. And the Senator is speaking from experience in her role in secondary education. I appreciate that. I think the challenge is to make sure that you don't enroll a student in a course that they cannot be successful in. I also think that there's the option for the parent to enroll the student in the course if that is the parent's decision. Is that not true?
Yes,
So what-
line
No,
four,
it says permit the parent or guardian of a student who qualifies.
provide-
They got to qualify first.
No, 25, 26.
I got you. 25 and 26.
So they still have to go through the testing cycle in order to be accepted into the program.
And I point you to lines 25 and 26. Provide criteria for students who are not automatically enrolled. Not automatically enrolled in such advanced mathematics pathways to be able to enroll in such pathway. I
Okay.
recognize that this is not to be an exclusive group. It's to be a group that is prepared and capable of performing at an advanced mathematics level. And we're talking 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, and we're
Yeah,
talking 6, 7, and
I'm
8-year-olds.
well aware of, because we are so far behind in everything here in the state. And when you look at the data that was presented, 62% of fourth graders are not, 76% of eighth graders are not. Then it says to me, we have Math Corps that we're already paying.
Yep.
And Math Corps is a very one-on-one individualized program for students, but it mostly deals with those students that are behind.
Struggling.
It tells me that we're not putting the right personnel in the right places to help our students, and to extrapolate students from a large cohort and leave others behind. I don't know how well, that doesn't sit well with me
I appreciate that.
at all.
Thank you.
So we are duplicating services. We have, here again, we have Math Corps, and we also have, what is the other programs that we have in the school? Lots of programs that are going on to take care of this. So, but it seems very exclusive to me, and I just don't want to leave any child behind if they have the capabilities of being taught math. I just feel like we haven't done enough as a state to be inclusive.
Thank you. Thanks, and I appreciate your input, and I agree with you. I don't want to leave any child without the opportunity to be successful in mathematics at a core level or at an advanced level. And certainly, the student, the teacher, the parent can make the determination about what level of instruction best fits that student's capability.
Senator Hatchett.
Hopefully, we would be in a position to offer this course, or this curriculum, this pathway, statewide, so that more students can receive expanded mathematics instruction.
Senator Hatchett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One question is more on, I guess, the bill itself as far as the authorship.
Sure.
I don't see an effective date or when this would go into effect. And
It would be
was that
when-
intentionally left out, or do we need to add it?
It's whenever the state.
It's whenever the state board is prepared. What, you want to set a date? Are you say? I would say.
I would
normally
like
it's on,
to
it's
set
on
a
the
date.
governor's signature. Unless it's specified, is that not true, Senator? Unless it's specified in the legislation, it would be upon the governor's signature. Recognize this is the exact legislation with one change, and that was where the reporting requirement went from the local school system on line 38, from the local school system to the State Board of Education. So that my understanding of the effective date would be upon the governor's signature. If you want to recommend a friendly amendment to quantify that, that's fine.
Just so I'm hearing you, if we were to pass this, your understanding is that if it were signed and let's say it went into effect July 1st, then by December of this year, they would have to submit a report. It says, the Department of Education shall submit a report by December 1 of each year to the governor, the president of the Senate, the speaker of the House of Representatives.
I think we're going to have to be realistic with the State Department of Education, because they're the ones who are going to have to actually develop the process and the procedures for implementation and the curriculum for the advanced pathway. Again, if you have concern about implementation or effective dates, I'm happy to accept the will of the committee.
Okay. I mean, personally would like to make it as soon as possible.
Okay.
So, second question, if I can,
Yes,
Mr. Chairman. We heard testimony last year, I know, about how every student obviously learns differently.
Yes, indeed.
And we have a lot of programs designed for special needs students, for your everyday student. And then we have programs for gifted students, but sometimes the gifted teachers aren't necessarily given the same opportunities to advance their education as a teacher, and don't have the same opportunities to go to these workshops to learn new techniques. If we're going to have an advanced math system, which I'm 100% for, do we need to help provide for these gifted teachers? Do we need to, and this may not be something that we can do in this legislation, but with your help up here, do we need to have maybe a pathway for each school district to send a gifted teacher or a teacher to get gifted certified or something that they can bring back? Because my feedback from my local educators is, well, whether you're teaching gifted students or not, go into these conventions, workshop classes, they help you become a better teacher for all students, not just gifted students, because you can learn so many new things. So I guess that's a big question, but I think you know where I'm getting at.
Let me introduce my wingman. I'm going to let my wingman introduce himself. Please, the committee.
Hi there, Michael Sullivan with Georgia Can. I had the pleasure of working on this bill last year, and your comments were similar to what you made last year. In fact, if you look at line 32 and 33, that was committee amendment that you had introduced to address that very issue of being able to assist teachers to provide instruction to students in this pathway. So you were spot on then, and you are spot on today,
Well, thank
sir.
you. I didn't see that part. All right.
Okay, thank you. I think Senator Sessler.
Hey, Mr. Chairman. I think back to the 70s, early 80s. I have an older brother. We grew up in an inner city school system where 10 or 15% of the kids went to college, and where we started. He made the transition from there. He was there through sixth grade to a system that was had more opportunities for him. Because of where he was and because of whatever the case was, the system that he was entering said, well, we don't think you're ready for pre-algebra in seventh grade. We think you need to be down. And they were going to put him in the third sort of tier class ability group was. And, he was my parents said, trust us, he can do this. No, this guy, he's consistently made 8 to 10 times my salary our entire life. He's in finance, his own company, his double major, had to finish summa cum laude from college, but he was going to get tracked to the third class of 4 because he's just, this is where we're going to put you. My parents, because they engaged in a small little place, were able to overcome the objections and get him in the class he needed to be in. That set his arc of his career, and he finished again full ride through college and did awesome. I'm concerned, I want to make sure that this guarantees parents, if they're willing to accept their kid, the tears and the 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night doing homework and I'm not ready, and if they're willing to accept that, I want to give a guarantee to parents that if they want to put their kids on this pathway, they can get it. Because I'm concerned, and my wife's an educator, she sees parents are tracking their kids in 3rd and 4th grade because if you're not ready there, you're not going to take pre-algebra in 7th grade, you're not taking algebra 1 in 8th grade. And that whole arc towards taking calculus in high school, physics, AP, all that starts in elementary school.
It does.
I'd like the language to say guarantee that students who are not automatically enrolled may be enrolled upon request of their parent. How do we create a guarantee the state board can't dole this down and make this something less than an ability for parents to push their kids forward to give them an opportunity at their own risk?
Thank you, Senator. I appreciate your comments and concur. I was the student in the 8th grade in a rural South Georgia school where Ms. Azalee Oliver said, you're going to take math and shop and low-level types of courses.
Right.
I did not have a parent to advocate for me. My mother died when I was 10. So I had to advocate for myself. So I had to take Algebra 1 and 2 and Trig and Pre-Calc on my own. But I totally agree with you. So that if a student has the commitment and the capability that is really measured not exclusively by test scores, but in combination with a family commitment, then there should be a path. And again, we can look at 25 and 26 and focus on the word criteria. Provide criteria for students who are not automatically enrolled. In other words, these are people who may not have scored at the 99th percentile in an advanced mathematics pathway to enroll in that pathway. Now, those criteria are going to be based upon criteria I believe would come from the State Board of Education.
That's my concern.
Yep.
I don't want a state board of education that emerges and evolves towards being hostile to this to be able to stop this. We're in the shall business, and I love you dearly. I appreciate the bill. I'm with you.
Okay.
We need language that says shall. That if the parents are willing to stand behind this, do what it takes to get their kid there. I don't want a state board to be able to dole this down and sort of manage this, because what we're doing, there's nothing that tracks kids' future like math placement in middle school. There's nothing like it. It drives science, it drives math, it drives college, it drives everything. So I just appreciate the work. I just want to be clearer that there's no provide rule by rule. I want it to be crystal clear in statute that parents have that. So I appreciate the bill.
Yeah, we'll be happy to work with you on language that would address that issue.
Can I take some other? Let me take some other questions.
All right.
Okay. I think we're going to go to Senator Dozal, I believe.
Thank you, gentlemen. I got a couple of questions, if it's okay. What percentage of schools in Georgia would you guess, or I should say districts of the 180, currently have their own designed advanced math pathway? Do you have any data on that?
I do not, but I would defer.
I don't know that is available, and perhaps the department could. I've seen numbers that 75% of schools have an opportunity to, but I don't know if that is all encompassing of an in-person class or if that incorporates some sort of virtual school. I haven't dug into the numbers too far.
I see, and you guys have basically grades 3 through 8, but then I'm reading the middle school piece. further down here.
There are two components.
Okay,
3
yeah,
through
walk me
5 and then 6 through 8.
Walk me through the 3 through 5. Our kids are in the zone where they're going through this right now. Some of our kids would be in. My kids are in this. My son is. My daughter's in middle school, and she is not. But the first time he got they have it advanced in Excel in Forsyth County. So there's like two kind of tiers of this more challenging math coursework. That was not an option that I know of for them in elementary school. So walk me through what you guys know either about the science or the data that says that providing this in elementary school, in addition to middle school, is critical to get them where they need to be by high school.
So grades 6 through 8 is really the crux of this legislation. That's the important component, and that's the only part that is required and has the automatic enrollment component. The grades 3 through 5 is simply directing the State Board of Education to create a pathway that a district could choose to utilize if they wanted to. This is based off of the legislation that North Carolina had passed with some success, but it is, at least according to this legislation, is optional.
Two more questions, that's okay. So essentially at the elementary level, you're saying, hey, if you want to do this, great. We're asking the State Board of Ed to provide curriculum. Middle school, you're recognizing to get them to high school, you want to have something that's mandated.
I think, if I understand it correctly,
I hope you do.
well, it's not my original bill, and I've inherited it from my leader, which I'm grateful for. If I understand correctly, the pathway in 6 through 8 is essentially the required option, the required component that students would be automatically enrolled in if they meet the admissions criteria.
Yep, I got that.
Okay, and then in 3 through 5, it is, I wouldn't say optional, but they have the school system have the opportunity to create 3 through 5 pathways to prepare for 6 through 8.
Yes, that's my understanding.
my
So,
understanding.
Michael, what are we trying to solve for if 75% of schools are already doing this, or system is already doing this? What do you guys see as the gap? Is the gap uniform curriculum? Is the gap the 25%?
Yeah.
What's the...
So the gap is really twofold, right? The first gap is that you've got an unequal system of kids that are that show themselves as capable and are not being effectively enrolled. And so what that means is it's an opportunity lost, where you cannot get in because you've been ruled subjectively excluded. The second is that there are some schools that do not offer a advanced course, and so you are left behind and not given that opportunity that other schools, students in other schools might have. So it's twofold, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Senator Steele.
Thank you, Chairman. Going back to Senator Dolezal's question about the number of districts that are already doing this to a certain degree, right? So if the state is already tracking performance on these scores, are we creating additional steps or additional work for school boards, State Board of Ed, to have to develop new tracking above and beyond what they're already doing, or do we just need to catch up those school systems that are not doing this up with the ones that are?
If, again, as I understand it, we do have school systems that are well down this path. They have created curriculum, they have enrolled qualified students, and they are providing services, advanced math education services. This bill would require all systems to prepare a pathway. By the way, I have a lot of rural school systems, some very small. I probably have the smallest school system in the state in Taliaferro County. It's 300 students, K through 12. They are likely not capable of delivering this traditionally. And so there has to be an option for a non-traditional delivery mechanism. And I would expect Taliaferro County, in this case, to look at this and say, what other resources does the state of Georgia have available that can meet these the potential needs of a student who qualifies? Now, at the end of the day, we want to create an environment where all students in Georgia have the ability to do advanced mathematics preparation.
So, drilling down, thank you for that, Senator. Just trying to understand, have we identified those counties from high to low? So if Talafer County is number 180 in size,
Yeah, right.
but we're looking at, the larger school systems, is this going to be a step backwards for what they're already tracking, or is this going to raise everybody to the same level, or how's that going to impact what their processes already are?
I think you have valid concerns. I don't
Yeah,
know if I have a response that would be accurate.
The way I see it is it creates a more level playing field for students themselves. And so right now you have like I said, an unequal system where you could be a qualified, a student who could qualify. Your aptitude could be above a level that shows you to be advanced, and yet you might not be given an opportunity. And so that's what this bill addresses. I don't see a downside to creating a curriculum or having the state board do this. In fact, the state board was already progressing down the line of creating a rule on their own, and this is to push it to make sure it gets done and put some reporting requirements so that we're able to see the progress of that of this program.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. I am by no means saying that we do not need to have more rigor in anything, any parts of our curriculum in the state. My concern is, why not do this for all of the students? And I do understand the separation. I'm trying to. But are we duplicating programs? We do have the gifted programs. We have Math Corps. We have other things. So why are we using state dollars to add more on top of more and still not getting any results?
If I may, if I understand your question, why not provide this to all students? I think this does provide it to all students who are capable of performing at an advanced mathematics level. I think right now, some students enjoy it, some school systems. This will provide an opportunity for all Georgians in 3 through 5 and then again in 6 through 8 to have the mathematics preparation available to them to perform at a higher level in high school to prepare them for advanced placement in university or college or technical schools and meet Georgia's workforce needs. So I really see this as a mechanism to provide advanced mathematics across the state of Georgia.
I don't disagree with you, but I see it being available to a few and not all, depending on who's going to set the criteria, what kind of criteria you're going to use. And if we look at the rural parts of the state, you were talking about Crawfordville, Georgia, where I once taught.
Right.
And what is the preparation for those students prior to taking a test? What kind of math, is this going to be a statewide test? And you get a place like Crawfordville and where you don't have the same caliber of math teachers that you would have in Metro Atlanta or somewhere north or Southwest Georgia. What's going to happen to those children? Because you probably would have just a few that would qualify for. And you're saying qualification, criteria. Those are the words that are disturbing to me. But I totally agree, we need so much more rigor than what we're getting across the board when we're talking about curricula.
Thank you.
But that's my concern. I don't think I can get an answer from today.
Any more comments from the committee? I've got one question, Mr. Chairman. Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't see the line. Okay.
Michael, in the states that have done this, is the criteria typically a certain percentile within the school, or is the criteria a statewide percentile, or is it some sort of other metric? I'm thinking about the smaller schools. Would you have?
It's a statewide metric. Usually it's a bar of proficiency. So above proficiency, you are guaranteed access to.
So if I'm in a school that doesn't have the Taliaferro County that he's talking about as an example, I would essentially then need to go to a virtual school is what you would envision happening. Do I have the ability to do that now? If I'm identified as 2 standard deviations above the norm in a county like that in math, do they have the ability to put me in a track via a virtual school with online instruction currently?
Yes.
I think I can't answer definitively, but I would anticipate yes. The answer is
Okay.
yes. Now, the issue is it a systematic application of that opportunity?
Correct.
And I think one of the things this does is with the automatic enrollment, it would ensure that student says, hey, you are capable of advanced math, and your parents can opt out. Now,
So who currently provides? So here's my sense. My sense is the 75% of schools that do this are going to be your school systems with more than 5,000 students, right? Gwinnett's doing this, Forsyth is doing it, I'm sure Fulton, I'm sure Cherokee, et cetera. For the schools that do not have the scale to provide this internally, what systems are currently stood up that they could tap into where these students could get that online instruction?
there are various online accredited schools within the Georgia Charter School System. I'll suggest to you that I have a large school system in Richmond County. It has a large number of students and a very broad array of performance levels. Some very high performing, some not so much. This would allow those students in perhaps a lower performing school to have access to higher levels of math and in preparation. To respond to the good senator's questions about participation, and Senator Sims asked about the environment for minority students in the Dallas Independent School District. Students who did not have the ability to have access to these courses, but Dallas Independent School District saw a 25% increase in Black and Hispanic students who were enrolled in these courses after the automatic enrollment was included.
I think, Mr. Chairman, if I could clarify my question for you, I wonder if we're actually standing up 2 separate mandates here or not. One mandate is for the automatic inclusion. I'm wondering if the other mandate is for spinning up some system to receive the students from the schools that otherwise may not be able to provide that instruction in person. And I'm curious if you all have thought. Do you follow? If you're following my question, I'm wondering what you think about that. And if I'm not making myself clear, I can.
I understand your concern and the fact that I believe we already have a mechanism by which advanced math can be taught in any school in Georgia if they choose to avail themselves of online charter virtual education. But I'm not convinced that every school takes advantage of that. And so this is an opportunity for them to map out a pathway that would allow a student to enroll in an advanced math class either traditionally in their home school or perhaps virtually in an alternative school.
I was not aware of a charter school or system that allows kind of individual class enrollment like that. If I'm incorrect, then great, then we have the solution. If I am correct, then it seems that there may need to be a second piece of this bill that allows people to enroll on a mathematic-only basis into a system.
I may be wrong, but I believe that a student can enroll on a course-by-course basis in an online advanced environment. We already do that certainly in dual enrollment courses. A number of dual enrollment courses are course-by-course enrolled, provided through a TCSG or USG school or an independent school. But I'll be happy to research that.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion? Move to pass. Second?
Second.
Second here. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to be recognized for amendment, if it's appropriate. I'd like to offer as a friendly one to the author, if it's appropriate time.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, as raised in my question, and again, this is intended to be a friendly amendment to the author, lines 25 and 26,
Yep,
which is subparagraph 4,
yes.
or paragraph 4. Strike lines 25 and 26 and replace to read the following. And again, the line 19 says, such policy shall, and be continued with this. Line 25 would read, assure that students who are not automatically enrolled in such advanced mathematics pathway shall be enrolled in such pathway upon request of the parent or guardian.
Would you repeat that one more time, please? Assure that students.
I'll share it with the gentleman. Assure that students who are not automatically enrolled in such advanced mathematics pathway shall be enrolled in such pathway upon request of the parent or guardian. Glad to share it with the gentleman.
Ladies council, pick that up.
Right, please.
Could you, yes, please. Let me, what microphone are you? Two?
So let's say 4.
Speak directly in the microphone.
Sorry. So 4, ensure that students who are not automatically enrolled in such pathway upon sorry. Automatically enrolled in such pathway. Oh, with my computer. Thank you. Okay, so 4, ensure that students who are not automatically enrolled in such advanced mathematics pathway shall be enrolled in such pathway upon request of their parent or his or her parent or guardian.
So that is striking completely line 25 and line 26 and replace it with that
Replace
wording?
with, yes.
Is that correct? Okay, strike 25 and 26 and replace it with the wording that she just read.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
the intent is. The intent is, if we're, as a General Assembly, going to say that parents want to push their kids to do this, that shouldn't be able to be a kind of a race by state board, kind of strangling that and sort of shunting it aside over time. It ought to be very clear.
I understand. Senator Hatchett.
I'll second that amendment.
Okay.
And then I have another amendment.
Got a First Amendment
at the
down there,
appropriate time.
correct? Second here?
Yes.
Okay.
Jim,
All, oh, wait. Okay, Senator Kemp.
Just for clarification, to understand the process, so students are automatically enrolled how? What's the difference, the distinction there?
So, the state board sets a cut score,
Yeah, okay,
proficiency, whatever that level is. On your milestones assessment, take that test. If you achieve that score, you are guaranteed a spot in an advanced course. You have the opportunity to opt out. You can not take part. What current language would say, that there shall also be a criteria or some mechanism for you as a parent to say, actually, I know we just missed the mark. I would like to still enroll
Okay.
my child.
Great.
And that's current. This goes a little further. I don't mind.
Yeah.
great.
I feel very comfortable with that. Senator Kemp, you okay?
Yep.
Senator Kemp, y'all okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So do we have, okay, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm curious. I mean, I have a little bit of heartburn about the parental decision being the only criteria that would then be reflected. I'm not aware that we really allow that in much else. And I think like there's got to be a happy medium there. I don't really think it's good policy to let the parents dictate it, maybe for a trial period. Then everyone would have the opportunity to test it out. But like the judgment of the professionals has to count for something, and it makes the system not work. It won't be advanced if everyone signs up for it. So I am so appreciative of the intent. I just feel like there's got to be another way to skin that cat. So we don't need to belabor it right now, but I can't support the amendment as written.
Thank you. So we got a motion and we got a second to eliminate line 25 and 26 and replace it with what Legislative Council read to us. So do I have all in favor, raise your right hand. You count? Okay. All opposed? 2, 3. Okay, 3. Motion passes. Okay, now we got the motion in the bill. Okay, and I think okay, do I need to?
Mr. Chairman, I've got another
Yes, sir.
amendment to propose.
Sir?
I have another amendment to
Okay,
propose.
okay, oh, okay.
On line 16, at the very beginning,
16.
on or before July 1, 2026 is what I'd like to insert before the State Board of Education shall develop an advanced mathematics pathway for grades 3 through 8. Could just put a date on it.
On and for July.
If I could, can we double check with the department that
Yeah.
that gives them enough time to actually?
That might be a little soon.
Could, perhaps we do it to the end of the year. You're not going to be able to make a.
I would almost make it January 1st of 27.
Yeah.
Give them time to prepare it, and then have the first report in December of 27.
My understanding is that the report would come from the local.
No, it will come from the State Board of Education. The original bill, it was local systems. The
that's
modified
right.
bill is the State Board of Education. Again, we want to get it done. We want to get it done in a timely manner, but we have to give the State Board of Education time to create the pathway,
Okay.
run it for a
So-
year. So I would hope we could make it January 1st.
Can we put on or before January 1st, and then State Board of Education, if you can get it done sooner?
Yeah.
Let's get it done sooner.
Sure.
Okay. So on or before January 1, 2027, on line 16 after A
Yep,
is what would be my amendment.
that's good.
Okay, we've got a couple of questions. Senator James?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to know if the Board of Education spoke to this bill, whether they like it or don't like it from the beginning. They're in here now, and I didn't hear them say anything. And also Paige, is Paige here?
I think he's been nodding okay back there, so I think he's okay with
You
it.
think it's good?
Yeah.
It's some,
Keyword, Chairman Burns says, puts a system in place.
You come on.
Many of our districts do it.
Matt, come on a little bit closer.
Come on up, Matt.
No opposition. Great question. It systematizes the process that many of our school districts go through right now.
okay.
Which can be everything from, teacher, parent, principal, taking into account proficiency rates. It could be other work that's done in the classroom, portfolio style, that kind of thing. And we do have, in the Georgia Virtual School, we have virtually every math class possible that is open to every student, and the school district pays for that course for every student. So if a student in Tolliver met this criteria, then they do have that option of being able to take that class paid for by the school district.
Well, can I ask further questions?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, why do we need it if they can already do it? Why would we recreate the wheel?
It puts a system in place to ensure that every school district does it. Now, again, not every school district might have the capability of doing it right now, personnel, but this puts a system in place to ensure that they all do it. That if a kid qualifies, then they can move on to an advanced math.
So are you saying that it will be available for all schools if they want it? Is that what you're saying?
It would be under
If
law,
this
for
is,
sure.
if
Now,
this
I
is
will
passed?
say, the state board is currently, we initiated a state board rule, which has the effect of administrative law, and that will actually come up for a vote in February. That will all be kind of in line here. So we're we're doing it through that process as well.
I think we're on the same page. This codifies it in statute to
Oh, okay.
facilitate the state board's engagement. And I think the key is uniform access across our state. Small systems, large systems, southwest Georgia to northeast Georgia. So it's not intended to be duplicative. It's
what
intended
it's-
to be opportunities for schools to offer students an advanced mathematics path.
Okay. I thought that you could already do it. That's why I'm questioning
Yeah,
us
Can't,
duplicating it,
but
the efforts that are already there.
are you?
And what about Paige? Did Paige agree with it also?
I've not had a conversation.
Did they? No opposition at all? Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor.
Got a motion on the
I
amendment.
mean, yeah, excuse me, motion, sorry.
You need a second for
Yeah,
that.
we need a second for on line 16. Oh, Senator Dozal, all in favor on line 16, making it on or before January 1, 2027, the State Board of Education by, so forth and so on. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay. Opposed? Okay, so now we will take those and put them in, the amendments, and put them in the bill. Do we need to restate all those? I think everybody knows what they are. Okay. So do I have a motion then to take Senate Bill 171 with the changes that we made? Do I have a first?
motion.
Okay, okay.
Amendment.
So I just need a vote. Okay, so all in favor, raise your hand.
As amended.
As amended,
As amended.
Oh, yeah, I see, okay, thank you.
And Mr. Chairman,
Anybody, you can put your hand down. Any opposed? No. Oh, excuse me. Senator Sims, I forgot about you.
to
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, for the record, this is LC 610371S as amended.
As a minute. Thank y'all for your time and all. I neglected at our first meeting to recognize our people that are helping us on education and youth, Hannah, Emily, and Natalie. So thank y'all. So Emily's right here, Hannah's right here, and Natalie's back in the office. So y'all have a great day, and we don't have anything scheduled for Thursday, but I'm sure we'll find something. Thank you.
Not necessary.
Thank you.